Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratan Karuna Mayam. Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Om Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Srutismriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram. Namasri Shankarananda Guru Padambu Janmane Savila Samaha Moha Grahagrasaika Karmane. Hari Om. Give me a minute time, half a minute. So, we have been studying this beautiful chapter of Kutastha Deepa Prakarana, that is Pañcadaśi, 8th chapter. We have been seeing the functional differences between Chidabhasa and Kutastha Chaitanya, or Brahma Chaitanya, or Sakshi. Differences. And what is the function of Chidabhasa and what is the function of Kutastha Chaitanya? So this we have been seeing. So we saw that Chidabhasa makes the pot known. It goes and unveils the pot. Wheeling of the pot is removed. Then Jnatata, the knowingness, that is, I know that I know. Ultimately, that is where is important. Who knows it and how does he know that I know? So that Sakshi knows that I know. That I know that I know the pot. That is by Sakshi. Chidabhasa reveals the pot. So, this is all the function. And we saw yesterday a typical doubt raised by in the Vidyaranya Muni clarifies. Because there are Sureshwaracharya, disciple of Adi Shankaracharya, took a view in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Vartika, where he mentioned that there is no difference between Brahma Chaitanya and Chidabhasa. Right. So Vidyaranya clarifies. In Upadesha Sahasri, Shankaracharya clarified clearly that Chidabhasa is different from Brahma Chaitanya. So can Sureshwaracharya go against his guru by saying that Brahma Chaitanya and Chidabhasa are one? He cannot. So it is a figurative expression. Figuratively, because Chidabhasa is not independent. So it is as good as saying figuratively that Brahma Chaitanyam only is Chidabhasa. Like example we saw, I am in the photo. So I am here. When you say in the group photo, when you show somebody asks you, where are you? Somebody asks me, a group photo is there, kept in front of me. Where in the group photo? That is my group photo with my friends. Somebody comes and looking at the photo, he asked me, where are you? Does it mean that person doesn't know where I am? I am there in front of him, same room, next to next, sitting next to next. So I did not ask him, what are you asking? I am here in front of you. That I don't say. Why? He knew that I am in front of him. So I understood what he meant was where I am in the photo. So I understood that question. So when I answered, showing him with my index finger, I am here. This is me. This is me. I am here. When you show that way, the other man will not be confused. How can you be in the photo? How can you be the image be you? He is not confused. So it is in that sense, Sureshwaracharya says, Chidabhasa and Brahma Chaitanya are one, figurative expression. So these two are differentiated by Shankaracharya, clearly mentioned they are two different. Sureshwaracharya figuratively expresses and say they are two, these two are one alone. Because other cannot exist without the first one. So they are both as good as one. That's what we saw yesterday in the explanation. So now 13th sloka, we have to see now. 13th sloka. Abhasa udhitas tasmat jnatatvam janayet gathe tatpuna brahmana abhyasam ajnatatvavadevahi. Therefore, conclusion. Therefore, he wanted to make it very clear how the Chidabhasa is in the body. We saw the wall, light. Similarly, the entire body is illuminated by Sakshi. Buddhivritti is absent in the dead body. So, the entire dead body, what is pervaded by, what is the entire dead body is pervaded by whom? Sakshi Chaitanya. There is a pure existence, there is Bhagavan here. But what is missing? Antahkarana, Jiva. So because Jiva is missing, Chidabhasa is there, not there. Because wherever mind and intellect is there, my Vritti, then unknown Chidabhasa is formed. So the Antahkarana moved out. So the subtle body moved out of the body. Subtle body moves out of the body. Where is the reflection? Reflecting medium moved out. When reflecting medium has moved out of the gross body, the body is dead. So there is no Chidabhasa in the dead body. But in living being, the consciousness is pervading the whole body. Which one? General Chaitanya. Sakshi Chaitanya is pervading whole body. Plus, in me, the Chidabhasa is there. I am there living. So an extra glow is there. So wherever the glow is brighter, there is two Chaitanyas. That will come later on. So, therefore, Abhasa uditaha tasmat jnatatvam. So tasmat, therefore, ghate uditaha abhasaha jnatatvam. Udita abhasaha jnatatvam. When Chidabhasa rises, it creates knowingness. So reflected consciousness creates knowingness. And this knowerhood, this jnata, this is what, see, when the knowerness is, who is the knowingness, who is the knower? Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa is knower. And who is illumining the knower? See, see, for example, Gurudev says beautifully, I know what I know. I also know what I don't know. So I know that I know. Who knows? So there is small knower of an object. And the Sakshi Chaitanya is a knower of the knower. So he says, when a particular thought of an object, like Gatapurti, Patavrutti, Gatavrutti is rising. When the thought rises, the thought becomes a medium, reflecting medium, mirror. In that thought, Chidabhasa rises. And that Chidabhasa is called Udita Abhasa. Udita means expressed, Chidabhasa came out. Because thought, Chidabhasa is reflected. Chidabhasa is seen in the thought. Now, what he says is, this is illumined in turn by Brahma Chaitanya. So when Brahman is illumining the knownness means the knower. Brahman illumines knownness. So, is Brahma as it come newly arrived to illumine, but like Chidabhasa comes newly. With the thought only Chidabhasa comes. The Brahman also is arrived newly to illumine? No. Because before the knownness is created, knownness is arrived or happened, Brahma Chaitanya was already existing. It was illumining absence, ignorance. It is illumining also. I don't know. That is illumining. I don't know. It is illuminated by Brahma Chaitanya. So Brahma Chaitanya doesn't come and go. Brahman illumines the unknown object, also known object. Brahman illumines the before the rise of knowledge. During the rise of knowledge, Brahman illumines the thought also, the knower also, Chidabhasa also is illuminated by Brahman. And which the thought goes away, then what is left out, the gap between further thought, that also is illuminated by Brahman. So during the thought, before the thought, after the thought, Brahman is there. This is what he says in this. Tat punah brahmana abhyasam ajnata tattvat evahi. Ajnata tattvat brahmana bhasyam. Brahmana bhasyam is Brahmana by Brahman, which is bhasyam, element. Like how it is illuminating? Like ajnatattvad evahi. Like ignorance. Like ignorance, Brahma Chaitanya was illuminating the state of ignorance before the rise of knowledge, Vritti. Similarly, the time of Vritti also Brahma Chaitanya is illuminating. Light is there in the room. Nobody entered. I am also not there in the room. The light is illuminating what? Absence of any being, human being. No human being. Illuminating, light is there. When somebody comes into the room, when I come into the room, this room, from where I am talking, the light illumines. Then I go back to my room. Again, The light eliminates the darkness, the blankness. So in the light, there is no change. So when I shift my consciousness from change to changeless, so if you observe, all of us experience that we are changeless. If you can focus on it, we are changeless. Other is changing I. Changing I is ego, experiences, Chidabhasas come and go. So, therefore, Brahman has not newly arrived. It is like even before the rise of thought, the state before the rise of thought, which was ignorant, was illumined by Brahman. Similarly, when the rise thought also, Brahman illumines same way. So there is no problem here. Okay. So he is giving you the finer thoughts of the same subject. Divritya bhasa kumbhana samoho bhasyate chida kumbhamatra palatvatsa yeka abhasataspuret. Now more and more clarity, more and more he is giving us thoughts to think and then a better understanding. Now he says, Dhi Vritti Abhasa Kumbha. Three things are there. Dhi Vritti, thought. The Vritti in the intellect. Thought in the intellect. Illumined by whom? Shuddha Chaitanya. And the reflection in it, Chidabhasa, illumined by Shuddha Chaitanya, Sakshi Chaitanya. And part outside. So, where is the part? Part is already there, no, the thought only, no? So, Vritti, Chidabhasa, and Ghatakara. I'll again repeat. There's a pot outside. To gain in the knowledge of pot, I know the pot. The three things are involved. What are they? One is thought, vritti. What is vritti? An eruption. A small mind raises a wave in the mind. Imagine a wave in the mind. When the moment a wave is created, reflection is created. Second point, reflection is created. Chidabhasa formed. And they go together and envelop the pot. Then what happens? It takes the shape of the pot. So pot also has come into the vritti mold, vritti fold. Which vritti? Which is lit by Chidabhasa. That vritti which is lit by Chidabhasa, and it entered to the shape of the pot. So pot also the object which has become its awareness. So Chidabhasa is enveloping the thought, the pot. So the pot has come into the womb of the thought. So these three things are there. Now pot means awareness of it. The pot has come inside because the vritti took the shape of the pot. Vritti is matter. And matter cannot know the pot, we saw already. So consciousness is there. So reflected consciousness also is there. These three are illumined by who? Brahma Chaitanya. So it is above. These three are together, down below. Brahman is illumining all the three. So Dhivritti, then in that Abhasa, both go and took the shape of the pot. Pot also brought into the thought area, thought zone. That pot, Samuhaha Bhasyate Chida. Samuha means these three together, wholesale, is illumined by consciousness. Kumbhamatra palatvat sa ekaha abhasatah spure. Kumbhamatra, you take Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa. What is Chidabhasa is doing? Chidabhasa is illumining only the pot. In the pot thought means what? The thought, the reflection of consciousness in the thought, that took shape of the pot. So pot thought. The Chidabhasa in the thought is illumining what? Only the pot. So pot vritti means what? Chidabhasa formed in pot vritti, illumining only the pot. It cannot illumine cloth. It cannot illumine other object. So Chidabhasa is only illumining that zone. Thought is there, Chidabhasa formed there, only that alone is illumined. It cannot illumine any other next neighboring objects, it cannot illumine. So it's just glow. So Kumbhamatra palatva. Pala means Chidabhasa rising. Sa eka abhasata spure. So we should recognize the difference between Sakshi and Chidabhasa in this way. Thirteenth chapter it comes, Gita 13th chapter. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramityabhidhiyate etadyo vetitam prahuhu kshetrajna iti tadvidaha. The shariram is kshetra, the field. The one who knows it is called the knower. So who is the knower with respect to field? Kshetrajna. Etadyo vetitam prahu kshetrajna iti abhidhiyate. So the kshetra is known by kshetrajna. Now Krishna says, kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi. Know me to be the knower. Knower of what? Sarva kshetreshu bharata. So what I am doing? So knower one, you are a knower one, somebody is knower two, your neighbor is knower two. Okay. So knower one means what? Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa knowing only thought. The pot. Pot thought, Chidabhasa knowing only pot. Chair thought, the Chidabhasa formed in the chair thought that goes and envelops the chair and knows only the chair. That Chidabhasa cannot know the cloth. That Chidabhasa cannot know the pot. So therefore, thought rises and dissolves. Then next thought is rising. It is so fast that we feel that simultaneously thoughts are coming out. So, triputi. Here, triputi you can take. The knower, known, and the knowledge. Knower, pot is there. Knower, pot or knower of the pot, knowing the pot process, and the pot. These three, triputi. The triputi itself rises in me and falls. Rises and falls. With respect to every object, one triputi is rising and that is falling. And who is watching? All the three. the thought, reflection of consciousness in the thought, plus the pot, thought pot, so pot in it. All the three are illuminated by Sakshi Chaitanya, whereas Chidabhasa is simply glowing, only illuminating all that object. So knower one, knower two, knower one doesn't know knower two. Chidabhasa doesn't know. Who is knowing all these knowers? Me. Kshetrajnam cha sarva kshetreshu. In all fields, the capital knower is me. This is what has said in this sloka. So, what is the thought now? In 15th sloka, Chaitanyam dvigunam kumbhe jnatatvena spuratyataha anyeno vyavasayakyam ahurethadyathoditam. So, kumbhe, in the knowledge of a pot, kumbhe jnatatvena spurati chaitanyam dvigunam kumbhe. So, in the knowledge of the pot is taking place, this is what happening, that consciousness is involved in two ways. What are the two ways? In the knowledge of the pot, two consciousnesses are there. One is original consciousness, second is reflected consciousness. Both are there. Where? In the knowledge of the pot. So these thoughts are rising continuously. So in every thought, there is an object corresponding to that thought. When I say thought, thought of what? Some object. And wherever thought is there, Chaitanyam is there, no? So wherever thought is there, there are two Chaitanyas. In the kumbhe, in object, there are two consciousness. One is Samanya Chaitanyam, which is spreading everywhere, universal, and Chidabhasa. Two things are there. So when Chidabhasa pervades the pot, pot becomes known pot. So who is causing the knownness? First knowing. Chidabhasa caused. So known pot is pervaded by whom? Chidabhasa. That pot, that Chidabhasa pervades pot. Now, before the knownness is created, before Chidabhasa illuminated a pot, what was there? Ignorance of the pot. Who is illuminating ignorance of pot? Sakshi. So, simple the question is, when the Chidabhasa pervading the pot, is a Sakshi also pervading the pot or not? When Chidabhasa pervading the pot, is Sakshi also pervading the pot or not? Of course pervading. Well, Sakshi is all pervading. Therefore, during the Kumbha, there are two consciousnesses are there. Reflected one and original one is always there. It is all pervading it is. So, Sakshi is Trikala Abhaditha Vastu. It is always there, past, present and future. So, Sakshi is pervading the pot, but Sakshi is not, pot is not known. To know Chidabhasa is required. Please understand. So, because Sakshi pervading, Sakshi doesn't know anything. Many things Sakshi doesn't know. Why? Chidabhasa is required to know. If Chidabhasa is not there, that object is not known. To know any vastu, Chidabhasa required. If Sakshi can know directly, Chidabhasa is not required. If Chidabhasa is not required, then we would have got in the deep sleep state also, we would have illumined the world. We don't know what is happening in waking plane when we are in deep sleep. Why Chidabhasa is absent? This is the first lesson. Whenever I know anything, there are two consciousnesses involved. Any knowledge I gain, oh, this is a cha, this is a flower, this is a flute, whatever knowledge I get, the two consciousnesses. So how do we know? When his pot is known, Chidabhasa. I know that the pot is known, Sakshi Chaitanya. Two are clear. Pot is known by Chidabhasa, and I know that the pot is known. And then afterwards, the knowledge Chidabhasa goes off. Because object moved, another object came. But Jnanam is not lost. So this is called Jnatata or knownness. So when we talk about the knowledge of the pot, it is Chidabhasa. I will take knowledge of the pot, knowledge of the pot, Sakshi Chaitanya. Okay. Now we will see here one word is there, Anuvyavasaya. In the sloka, Anye Anuvyavasayakyam ahuhu etat yatha uditam. Simply it is said, the Nayayikas, they call it as Brahma. This is what is risen and all that. That we'll see now. Simple thing. So Nayayikas call this Brahma Chaitanya as Anuvyavasayika. Anuvyavasayika. Why Anuvyavasayika? We will see that word. Nayayikas, logicians they say Anuvyavasayika. Which one Anuvyavasayika? Brahma Chaitanya is called Anuvyavasayika. What is that their philosophy? We'll just see what exactly is their philosophy. Okay. So now, what is the first process involved? They say that in Tarka Shastra, when we say I know Gatha, pot, so we say we know pot, we know Gatha, by first process is called Buddhi, Chidabhasa involved. Now I am not repeating how Chidabhasa is involved. We have been here listening again and again. Then the second process is there. Because of second process, we get Gata Jnanam. Tarkshastra. First is Tarka, the pot is revealed, first process. Then we get the knowledge of the pot, second process. So first process is called Gata revelation. Second is called Gata Jnanam. First process Chidabhasa going, revealing the pot. Gata is known. And I know that I know this, I gain knowledge. I have the knowledge of the pot, Sakshi. So first one is called Vyavasaya, process. Vyavasaya means what? Cultivation, process. So Vyavasaya is there. Second one is called Anuvyavasaya. Second one is Sakshi illuminating is called Anuvyavasaya. So Vyavasaya means cultivation. So there's a process involved, no? In first section, first process mein thought, Chidabhasa, thought created, Chidabhasa, Chidabhasa goes, envelops the object, then the object is known. It has come into the under the in the awareness of Chidabhasa. Then that is one process. Second is I know that this is a pot. I know that I know. It's called where Sakshi involved. In Tarkshastra, they say one after one it happens. In Vedanta, we say no, Anuvyavasaya is not a separate process. Because as even the pot is known, pot knowledge is simultaneously known. Immediate pot is seen. Simultaneously, all these things happen. Vedanta says we don't have to split so much. In Tarkshastra says they call it Anuvyavasaya. Anu means the follower. Vyavasaya is the vritti process. So that is called Brahma in simple terms. Nayayikas call that Brahma Chaitanyam as Anuvyavasayika. Anu means following Vyavasayika. Vyavasayika means the process, triputi process. Thought, reflection of consciousness in the thought and thought going out, enveloping the object. That entire process is called Vyavasaya. Okay. So, what is the conclusion in this thought? In 16th verse, we are concluding one aspect of, and second aspect is taken up from 17th sloka. So, in 16th verse, we will see. What is that? Gatoya mityavasa ityava. 1 minute. Gatoya mityasau muktirabhasasya prasadataha Vijñato ghatayat yuktihi brahmanugrahato bhavet. Gatoya mityasa vuktihi abhasasya prasadataha vuktihi. Sorry. Gataha ayam iti asau uktihi abhasasya prasadataha. It's concluding now. So don't get fed up again and again, same thoughts are received. No, you can go subject, of course. Ultimately, it's concluding. It is the essence of 16th sloka, is the essence of all the discussions what we had up till now. So cognition, this is a pot. Ghataha ayam iti asau uktihi. Gataha ayam asau uktihi. This is the pot. How it is possible? By the prasada, by the grace of Chidabhasa. So Chidabhasa कृपा करके हम सबको घट का ज्ञान दिलाता है. उस ज्ञान का ज्ञान साक्षी के द्वारा उपलब्ध है. मैं इस चीज को जानता हूं, मैं जानता हूं कि ये जानता हूं. सो मैं जानने वाले जो है, जानने वाला उसको भी जानने वाला है. I know that I know. How do you know that you know? मैं जानता हूं कि मैं ये जानता हूं. So ये पहले चीज क्या है? This is a pot is recognized because of Chidabhasa. Chidabhasasya prasadata. Vijñato gataha. I know the pot. This is a pot revealed by Chidabhasa. I know the pot. Jnanam, ultimate jnanam takes place by Sakshi. Tihi Brahma anugrahato bhave. That I know the pot is happening only because of the grace of Brahma Chaitanyam. Kutastha Chaitanya, which is Brahma Chaitanya. So, this is a pot, I know the pot. If you remember these two, that's enough. This is what Vidyadhara Muni wants to conclude. One topic. So, 4th verse to 16th verse. We have completed discrimination between Chidabhasa and the Brahma Chaitanya, where externally pot is external, cloth is external, Table and chair is external. So externally, we have discriminated between consciousness, the Kutastha Chaitanya, and the Chidabhasa. Externally, with external examples, we have discriminated. Now I must discriminate Chidabhasa and Brahma Chaitanya inside. Subjectively, I must discriminate these two. How do I discriminate Brahma Chaitanya and Chidabhasa? Both are inside now. So I am applied outside. Outside out to thought, I know the pot. This is, I got the knowledge of the pot. This is the pot. I know the pot. All outside knowledge we have discriminated. Now we have to discriminate within. How to discriminate between Chidabhasa and Kutastha Chaitanya? This is the next topic. So here one topic is concluded. Now discrimination between. So in 17th verse, we'll conclude here today. Next episode, I'll start these talks again from this point. How to discriminate between Chidabhasa and Kutastha Chaitanya from inside, within. So this is the topic which we will take up next time. Okay? Because if I enter, then the continuity will be lost. We will conclude today, a short class today. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you all. Hari Om.